the whole test to scale model is like, the reason you test literally is so you can fail. So it's literally like designed to like my dad always says this too, like fast failures are wins.
Yeah.
A slow failure means you took all this time you could have spent doing something else.
Yes.
So if you know something's not gonna work right away, like great, next test. So like to me it's all just how you look at it, right? Like that failure is part of me getting to the win.
Yeah.
I actually need, if you flip the perspective and the paradigm on, it's like, I actually need this.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden something shitty happens, I get punched in the face. This happened yesterday. I was like having the worst fucking day.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know. If
That's cool.
The worst day. And I'm like, wait, this is the exact time when like I need to step up even more. Cause like this is the moment where I need to figure out how to get around this. And without like, this is going to help me get to my win.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm in the right place.
Yeah.
I need this.
Yeah.
Right. So I trust me, it's easier said than done. Like,
yeah.
I'm glad I put that in an article or something. Glad I said that because it's a good reminder.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the Purpose in the Youth studio with your favorite bearded man, the one, the only, Bobbbaaaay. We got Brandin Cohen coming in today. Or if you might have heard that name before, it's probably from Parker's episode that came out. Well, it would have been 2 weeks by the time this dropped. He mentioned him during the podcast, and I looked into it and connected the dots. Slid through the DM, reached out to him, and actually I think somebody had commented on one of the podcast pages saying, you need to get this dude on the podcast. So he's coming in today. He is one of the co-founders of Liquid I.V. It's this additive for water that essentially, I guess, hydrates you 2 to 3 times more. So 1 cup of water would equal the 3 with this stuff. And it should be a good podcast. And it should be interesting because he's been doing this for, I think they co-founded it, or it started in 2012. Now we're in 2018. There's been a lot of progress. This kind of happened right when he graduated college, I believe, or 2 years after he graduated college. He went and worked for Arizona Diamondbacks, and yeah, I don't know. We shall see how this podcast goes. BTS with Kirk, the man, podcast content, beardedness, beard. Let's get it.
How'd the tour go?
Yeah! Standing at 5'10", Brandin Cohen! Woo!
I always said test to scale. So like you were talking about like these like little things that like but when it gets at a larger scale, it's still the same process.
Yeah.
It's just maybe it's worth more, it's for something bigger, but like learn on those tests, and then once you figure it out, scale.
Yeah, and I could pick up on some of when I was doing the research for this, I was like, yeah, this is going to be a good podcast because I could tell you clearly have had the hustle in you too. And then especially hearing about like the passion for golf and even going to college level with that, that shows you that dedication that, you know, you had your eyes on a prize or something, and even though you clearly had to pivot, I mean, look where we're at today, you know what I mean? So it's crazy how that happens. I want to take a look inside this bag.
For 4 years, right? So as soon as I got a new flavor, I was like, oh my god, I can't wait. But this is number one.
Brandon, you got yourself a good product here, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Purpose in the Youth podcast with your favorite bearded man, the one, the only, Bobbbaaaay. Today on the podcast, Brandin Cohen. How we doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm super stoked. 2 to 3 things to find your passion. I haven't really found it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what's so cool about the world we live in is like information is at our fingertips, right? So like the opportunity there, like, you know, 30 years ago, 50 years ago is like, what's in my hometown? Like, what did my family do? Like, that's probably what I'm going to do, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's just like unlimited research. Just take my business, for example. Like, I wasn't a scientist. The last thing I would have thought is I would make a actual beverage, right? But like, all of a sudden there was like this need, right? Like I was like very aware. I was like, I'm like paying attention, right? First of all, I was into what I was doing, but I was like paying attention, right? And I was like, there's this need, and then I had information at my fingertips, so I was able to go research and go talk to the right people, right? So I'd say like just like being aware of your surroundings, like paying attention to what's going on, like that's an important one. I would say another one is like understanding yourself, or like being yourself and understanding yourself, right? So like as I've grown up and I've gone through these different experiences, like knowing what, like who I am, like what drives me is different than what drives you, is different than what, you know what I mean? Like everyone's very different, and for me, like I knew it was people. Forget what anything happens.
Yeah.
Like I'm in control of how I feel. So whatever the word you want to use for that, like I'll use the word. Like I'm not stopping until I get where I want, which is like helping the most people I can, growing our business to where we can, building the team and keeping them happy too. Like that whole thing to me is everything.
Brandin Cohen.
Let's go, baby.
Came in, man. Thank you for being part of this, bro.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll catch you guys next time.
To really build on Brandin as a brand, and the thing is, it's gonna come back to that.
I don't know. I can't tell you and promise you today how exactly it's going to work out.
Thank you.
Building on brand of who you are, based on this conversation, based on quickly meeting you and just this interaction, it's only going to amplify that, because people are going to get to know the guy behind the scenes. Just like when you said you went out to Whole Foods and you were out there and shaking people's hand,
Right.
They loved it. They're going to love when you take you as a social media person and you bring that. Now you have to want
Blake's
it.
been all over my
You have
ass
to be
about
on.
it.
Blake,
He's like, Bill. He goes, dude, you are the fucking brand.
that's what I'm saying.
He goes, go. You got to be that. And he's like,
Exactly.
get out. And whoever your marketing people should be putting you out in front of the camera. I'm like, they're trying to. They're pushing me on.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen tomorrow.
There's just like there's a lot of risk still. Like
100%.
So I'm like, I gotta take care of. But part of that is like also I think getting myself out there a little bit more too.
I think it just builds on brand, and I think people just because of how passionate you are about it, people just feel more into it, because they're no longer just seeing like the product in the logo, like they know the person behind it. They're gonna want to hear more about your story. And you start a podcast and you start bringing in all these people that you're connected with and just have the conversations you already have. There's just something, I like I said, I cannot pinpoint exactly how or why, but it builds on the brand. You're so
Thanks for having me, man. Let me know when you need more product. Just keep grabbing.
You're a fucking man. Thank you for coming up.
Of course. It was great to meet you, man. Keep pushing too. Same.
Look at my man he brought his own food on the ride up.
Yeah, you got anything for Bob? You gotta eat lunch with these guys later.
Hey, Pace. Absolutely. Hey, when you see Blake, ask him who the real bearded man is, though. Pace. Woo! That's it. Brandin Cohen. Just came through, dropped some chats. Great content, great podcast. That's it. See ya.